What is going on with all of my people of social media? I am D Venom. Thank you guys for joining me in regard to addiction, relapse, and recovery. Any amount of your guys' positive energy shown on any of my social media platforms are always welcomed. With that being said, let's move on. All right, you guys, especially my people of addiction, relapse, and recovery. I did it. I went to another NA meeting last night, 12-step, and I earned another one. I told y'all I'm going to keep earning these motherfuckers as long as I possibly can. Now, I introduced y'all to my sobriety coin, I believe it was the other day. I earned another one last night for being honest in regard to how long I've been clean from methamphetamine. Now, as you all can see, it says welcome on the front. And in the back is the symbol for Crystal Meth Anonymous. Anyway, last night's meeting was packed, okay? Not only with gay men, there were lesbians there were transgenders there, and there were straight men there, or straight people there, mostly men. Anyway, I love the fact that it's so diverse, and I love the fact that these straight men weren't afraid to be in a predominantly gay atmosphere, sharing their problems. Some of them just got out of prison and, relapsed, unfortunately, and they're trying to get their lives together. And unfortunately, they were shunned by their own families, by organizations. People looked down upon them and said that they would never get their lives together. And, it took the gay community. It took the gay community to open up our arms to these individuals and let them know that, you're loved and you're welcomed, and, you will succeed and you will become something. And it got emotional last night. Someone shared their story, a gay man who was housed with about 9 straight men in a sober living environment. And the person never came out to these men and told them that they were gay until yesterday. And I guess they felt like they were going to be cast away because of their sexuality. And for one, you guys are all in a sober living house going through the same thing: addiction, relapse, and recovery. So no one has any right to discriminate against any motherfucker body in that predicament. But anyway, I guess after they came out, the guys welcomed this person even more and, hugged them and told them that it's okay. They don't care. And they're his brother and whatever else. And it made that person emotional because I guess all their life they were cast away for being gay, and they were cast away because of constantly relapsing and whatever else. So for these men that are straight to open up their arms to this gay man and welcome them, just like the gay center welcomed these straight men that are going through addiction, relapse, and recovery. It was emotional, and a lot of people in the meeting, teared up and cried. I teared up. And, that's what it's all about. Someone in this world can relate to some story that you may have to share. And everybody in the room could pretty much relate to what that man was saying. About 2 or 3 of the straight men that came there for help regarding their walk with sobriety, they stood up and spoke, and it was really nice. There was a person there that made a year of sobriety, which I now call my sponsor. They get a black coin, the same as mine, but it's just black. That represents a year. And their sponsor came, to support them and brought them flowers and stuff like that. And their sponsor is the one that pretty much talked me into allowing them to become my sponsor. We were talking in a small group, and their sponsor was like, well, why don't you ask such and such to be your sponsor? They made a year, blah, 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 blah. Now, I could have been anal and been like, well, I want someone that's been in the game a little bit longer with a little bit more experience to be my sponsor. But I figured this person is young And, I can teach them some things and they can teach me some things in regard to, addiction, relapse and recovery. And, why not give them a chance? They walk the walk and whatever the case may be. And, they could very well just help me along the way. So I'm giving them a chance to sponsor me. And so far, so good. I asked them a couple of questions earlier, and I just received a text from my sponsor not that long ago. Anyway, after the meeting, we all, stood around and talked and stuff like that. And we went to a restaurant, a great majority of us, and had dinner and further conversed amongst each other. And I got a couple of more phone numbers. And yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful night. Anyway, aside from that, I went to RECOVIA today. I told you guys that I was going to be going to RECOVIA for my sessions. I did the intake last week over the phone, and today was my final session, or my beginning sessions, put it that way. Anyway, I love RECOVIA. This is only my first day pretty much going there. Well, my second day. But I already love it. I had the mental portion of my therapy first. And we talked about some interesting shit. I can't think of the name of this particular interview that this person showed me, but it's about a rat experiment and what they called addiction back in the days, and how they should change the name of addiction from addiction to damn, I forgot what they said. Bonding, because they feel like addiction has more to do with bonding, considering we're social creatures, versus being addicted to something. I know that I'm not giving it justice in regard to the explanation of what I've seen, but it's I have it saved in my watch later playlist. I will write it down and let you guys know what to look for, and you watch it and place your own judgment in regard to what you see and hear. I thought it was a fascinating interview, to say the least, and I thought it was even more fascinating in regard to what the guy was saying. Anyway, I don't want to give too much away, so I will tell you guys what it is. Y'all go from there. Moving on. After the mental aspect of it all, after I got done, answering a couple of questions, watching that video and whatever else, I did the medical aspect of it all. This gave me an opportunity to talk to them about the naltrexone and how it's interrupting my sleep at night. And, I get up, I use the restroom, I try to get back to sleep, I can't do it. So I'm suffering from slight insomnia, in other words. Anyway, they're going to incorporate hydroxyzine back into my life. Back in my Vegas years, I was taking hydroxyzine for sleep. And I don't know why I discontinued it. I didn't have any side effects or anything like that dealing with hydroxyzine. I'd rather fuck with hydroxyzine than L.L.S. But anyway, I'm glad that they're incorporating hydroxyzine back in my life at 50 milligram for rest, because, my sleep has been interrupted and I don't like that shit. So, yeah. Anyway, what else are they doing in regards to the medical aspect? Okay, they're incorporating hydroxyzine back in my life. We're still doing the same regimen in regard to the naltrexone, splitting the pill in half and taking the 25 in the morning, taking the 25 at night. What else? That was pretty much it in regard to the medical. They asked a couple of questions, took some notes, and that's pretty much it. Then comes the physical aspect of it all, where it's not just about body movement and breathing exercises. There's yoga, there's meditation, there's the spiritual aspect of it all. So all this is incorporated in the physical aspect. Before I get into that, while we were doing the medical aspect of it all, no. I'm getting too far ahead. Before I did the physical aspect of it all, I had group. They threw me into group. I didn't know that I was going to have group today, but I got thrown into group. It was like 4 of us. And it's so sad that people don't know their self-worth. And I'm still at the point where I'm learning my self-worth. But, oh my God. Anyway, in group, we were listening to meditation music. That was something else that was different in regards to some of the group sessions that I've dealt with. There was meditation music playing, and it was it made for a nice calming atmosphere. Anyway, we were asked, how do we view ourselves from within, or something to that possible effect. And then we were asked, how do we think other people perceive us when they look at us, or something to that effect. And I'm listening to other people's answers to the questions, and it's sad. A lot of people mention that they're lost. A lot of people mention that they have direction, but they don't. And a lot of people pretty much admitted that they don't know their self-worth. And my answer was totally different from theirs. This is what I said. I see within me a strong person who's never going to give up in regard to one's battle with addiction. I see someone that's empathetic and sympathetic towards other people's needs and feelings. A person that lends light to others whose lights are possibly dimmed due to whatever circumstances. As a chosen one, I'm spiritually contracted to uplift the vibrations of the universe and be of service to humanity. So I am a server of God. So I see myself as a server of God within and a server of humanity. I see a shining light unlike no others. I frequent/vibrate on a whole different level than most. In a nutshell, I see myself as the shit. And I'm not talking about the poop that comes from the rectum. And the answer to the other question is, I can care less what others see when they look at me, because I'm not created to appease to others. I'm created to appease to God. That's what I said. And when I got done, it was time for someone else to read what they said. And they were like, basically, they can't compete against what I said. And I felt bad because it wasn't about competition, and it's not about competition. It's just the way that I feel about myself currently. I felt bad in regard to what, their answer. They mentioned that they were lost, and hopefully one day they'll get it together. And it's just sad how many lost souls are out here that, if they were to write down on a piece of paper how they see themselves within, their answers would probably be not so good. But anyway, after we got done reading our stuff, I bonded with this young lady that was sitting next to me. And while I was reading what I was reading, obviously it resonated with them. And they were like, oh my God, someone gets it, paraphrasing. And, while we were talking, they were just like, you get it, blah, 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 blah. And I don't want to get into it too much because I'm already running out of time. But, it's just refreshing to connect with people that get you and get your story, so to speak. Anyway, after that, it was time for the physical aspect. And that's when I did some stretches and, I lied on my back and did a couple of other things, and some breathing techniques, which they want me to continue to learn, because this all goes with, addiction, relapse, and recovery. And the breathing exercises, oh my God, it does wonders for the body, regardless. So, yeah. Anyway, in a nutshell, this is another thing that I got to do before I go. I have some homework to do. I have to lift me up, and I have to write 5 positive things about myself. And I have to place this somewhere where I will be able to see it each and every damn day, and basically say those, basically use those words to describe me in a positive way as affirmations, morning and night. So when I get up in the morning, I look at this, I say those positive things that I wrote about myself as affirmations. And then before I go to bed at night, I do the same motherfucking thing. So yeah, I have a feeling RECOVIA is definitely going to be my lifesaver, along with these other meetings and stuff. So I'm just happy that I'm on my way to greatness. And yeah, but anyway, I'm going to end this because it's getting a little late out, and I want to go home and get some things accomplished. So yay, I did it, you guys, and I'm going to continue to do it. So my people of addiction, relapse, and recovery, you guys got this. And until my next upload, namaste and much love.